Hey, how we doing? It's time for Ask Chris Anything.
Not anything.
Well, anything to do with Google Photos. How about that? All right, so here we are. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. And Chris wrote this book about Google Photos. And I'm so proud. She's actually going to be writing a new.
I'm working on it. I'm working on updating it.
Okay.
Yep.
Go for it.
So the point is, you have lots of photos with your phone, right? You want them automatically organized and gathered into cloud. That's why Google Photos was created. But you probably have questions.
I bet they do.
I
know I do.
And we have answers. Hopefully some of them will match.
Are you ready to get right into questions?
Well, no. So why do we do this?
That's a good question. We do this because you have to teach. We are geeks, and we specialize in Google Photos.
And I am a Google recognized product expert.
Diamond level. That's the top of the line for product experts.
And wrote the book. So actually, I do this for me. I need to know what your questions are so I can make sure that I know the answers to write it up in the book and keep making the videos on our website and keep answering the questions for everybody.
Very cool.
And we did get lots of questions in via email beforehand. So if you're watching live, hello. Do we have some people to say hello to?
Yeah, there are some people watching, and I'm going to start.
And you can ask questions in the chat, and I hope we will get to them. But like I say, we got a lot of questions previously in email, and we'll start with those. And then go to the live chat and then get back to the ones from email.
Okay.
Oh, if you do have the book, Learn Google Photos, the 3rd edition, I think it was, which was in summer of 2021, but it keeps getting updated. So I keep a running list on our website, geeksontour.com/GP, Google Photos updates, and I keep a running list, and I refer to the chapter of the book that each update applies to, so you can keep yourself updated.
Hello, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, we have a few people coming in. I have some questions already lining up in the chat there. So, and John Battle, good to see you, sir.
Hey.
Okay. Who else here? We have Olive Cousin.
Hi, Bill. Nancy.
It's good to see you. I'll start these questions and we'll get to them in a little bit. I just want to say hi to these people and make sure we get through there. Okay. And Richard. Good deal.
Okay, that's somebody that sent a question in via email.
Oh, good. Yeah. Sacramento, we have people from all over here. Very cool. All right. Very good.
Okay.
Very, very good. Okay. So if you have a question, if you can, remember. Uh-oh, I'm out of focus. Look at me. There, that's... Put them in the chat there, and we'll try and put them up as we go. So, where would you want to start there?
Well, I have first question came from Jackie.
Is that the one I have here? Okay.
When I share an album with people, why can't they see the location of the photos? Well, I want you to know that I did a whole video on that, video number 747. Those of you who are familiar with Geeks on Tour website know that you can go to tutorial videos and find video 747. But it's 6 minutes long, so I think I can show you faster than that. Why can't they see the location? Nobody, no how, can see the location of your photos unless you turn it on. So you can see the location of your photos. So here's how it works. I need to get to tutorial videos and find video 747. But if I go to Google Photos, and I'll find an album of mine. Let's say just the July album. I put our best photos in albums by month as we go. Let's say I was sharing this with you and you would not see the location. That's because there's an option. I click on the 3 dots, options, and share photo location is off. And it will always be off unless you go in there and turn it on. So now if you were looking at this shared album of mine, you would see the location of the photos. I'm going to keep it off. All right.
Okay.
So if you were the one who asked that question and you're here, say got it or ask a follow-up.
Okay. If I delete photos from the phone, are they deleted from Google Photos Cloud?
Okay, this was Tim's question. And he said he keeps getting messages that his phone is getting full, but the file program on his phone offers lots of files to delete. Photo files, video files, those are the big ones. And he's not sure if he follows those instructions to delete them, if they'll delete from his Google Photos. It depends. Yes, they will be deleted from both places if you use the trash can icon in Google Photos. So let me show you. This is my Samsung. I think Tim was talking about an Android phone, but it's the same thing with iPhone. I go to my photos. If I delete this photo, I'm in Google Photos. Remember that. I'm in Google Photos. If I delete this photo, it even tells me, remove from your Google account in the cloud, any other devices with backup turned on, and places shared within Google Photos. So it deletes it from everywhere. Now you say, oh, but I'm not using Google Photos to delete it. I'm using the Android app, the Samsung Gallery, or the Apple Photos. Well, then you are just deleting from the phone and not the Google Photos cloud. But what if? What if you're deleting something that didn't make it up to the Google Photos cloud? Then you could be deleting your only copy. So I think it's important to use Google Photos to delete, but watch this. If I swipe up, assuming that this phone took this, let me make sure. I don't know what phone took this. So let me pick another one. Pretty sure this phone took that. Yeah, Samsung. All right. So this photo is on this device. I mean, I have other phones and cameras. If I swipe up on it, I will get an option to delete from device. Can you see that?
Yes, I think. Let me get rid of that.
So if I tap on delete from device, that's different from the trash can. That will delete it from the device without deleting it from the Google Photos cloud. And if you wanted to really free up space, then you go to your account button. That's your face or initials up in the upper right-hand corner. And there's an option here to free up space. It says that I would free up God, it's so touchy. I
These
would
are touchy.
I would free up 42 gigabytes if I tapped on this. Free up space means items that Google Photos know are safely backed up to the cloud, it will delete them all from your phone. And in my case, free up 42 gigabytes. I should probably do that, but if you have the space, there's no reason to. Why not keep them everywhere? All right, so Tim, hopefully that answered your question.
Okay, let's see. Jeanette, why are my albums not in alphabetical order on my Android, but are on my computer and tablet? Is there some way to correct that?
It's an option, however you want to have your albums sorted. Let me show you. First on the Android. So albums are under library. And right here are all my albums. Notice this little button right here. Last modified. That means they are in order by the most recent album that I was working with. But if I tap there, I can change it to album title. Now they are in alphanumeric order. So notice ones that start with a quotation mark. A quotation mark is a special character, puts them at the top of the list. And then they'll go down to the 1s and 2s and the A's and the B's, so they are alphabetical. On the computer, same thing, but it's just in a slightly different place. If I go to albums, computer.
Whoops.
If I go to albums, then this is in order by album title. If I want it by most recent photo,
Guess who?
the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well. So your choice as to how to sort your albums. There's a command on the mobile devices and on the computer.
Okay, sounds good. Next question. I hope. I depend on Google Photos for my lifetime of pictures, but I want at least my best to be also backed up to my computer.
Now, this one I do want to play a video. It's 5 minutes. How are we doing?
Okay.
We're doing okay. Because I agree completely. And it's number 574.
Okay.
I agree completely. I have nearly 100,000 pictures on my Google Photos, and I want my best to be backed up to the computer as well, to a hard drive that's in my hot little fingers. And I have developed a system.
Which one?
Over the years, 574. And that's 573. There you go. 574 is so this video I made for just that purpose. With Geeks on Tour, and this quick tutorial video is about downloading photos from Google Photos. Google Photos stores your entire library of photos in the cloud so you can see them with any connected device. But most people also want a copy on their local computer or backup hard drive. But here's the deal. On Google Photos, it stores all of my photos. I have thousands and thousands and so many similar shots. I don't need to have all of those. I don't want to have all of those on my hard drive. I have a plan of making a monthly album of just my best shots, and those albums I do download from the cloud in Google Photos to a backup hard drive on my computer. Let me show you how. First, I want to show you my hard drive. It is a external hard drive just plugged into my computer, and it has all sorts of stuff on it. But here is one folder where I put all my backup of my pictures, and I've been doing this for the whole time. And if I show you 2018, for example, you'll see that I have one file, a zip file, for each month, January, February, March. I also make a zip file for special occasions, like a diving trip that we went on. Now let me show you my Google Photos. So here I am in Google Photos, and as you know, it's just one giant stream throughout the years of my 70, 80,000 pictures, okay? So I make an album for each month. I click on Albums, and this is July 2019, so here is my album for June. I open that album and select the three-dot menu and download all. That creates a zip file, and then it stops and asks me where I want to store it. I want it on my Seagate backup drive in the Pictures folder, in the folder for 2019, and I like the album name, 2019-06 June, and it's a zip file. I click Save. If yours did not ask you where, then I recommend that you change your browser settings. On Chrome, it's the three dots in the upper right, then Settings, then Advanced all the way at the bottom, then Downloads. And notice I have this setting turned on to ask where to save each file before downloading. Otherwise, they all go to the same place. Your choice, but that's my recommendation. So now let me look at my hard drive. There is June, and I've already done January, March, but it's a zip file. Now, I think that's fine. This is my backup. I don't use my pictures on my computer. This is just if something should happen to my Google Photos, I have my best photos for June. If you do want them visible on your hard drive, then you just right-click and extract all. And it creates a folder with the same name as the zip file, and all your photos are inside there. On a Mac, you do the same thing, just double click. Rather than right clicking, you double click and it will unzip. Unzip your file, and there are all the photos. Last thing, what if you don't make albums? So you don't have an album for June, but you still want to make a zip file, a backup of all your June photos. You can just search for June 2019, then select, you click on the first one, and then you all the way down to the bottom, and you shift click on the last one. It tells me 245 pictures are selected. Those are all the ones from June 2019, and I click on download, and it will do the exact same thing I just showed you with an album. So now you can rest easy knowing that all of your photos are in Google Photos, but you also have your best for every month locally on your hard drive.
So you can rest easy. I think that's great.
Photos are important.
They are so important without a doubt.
Okay, let's go to some of the live audience questions here.
All right, there you go. Where'd that go? There we go. Linda wants to know, was looking at Google.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. From my computer, saw lots of duplicates. We'll have to look at this some more to try and figure out why, unless you know something. She knows everything.
There are lots of reasons why it looks like you have duplicates, and no, nothing in particular. I find a lot of my older years, and I'm sure that's because I uploaded with Picasa. Plus, I also had them on my computer, and when I started doing all my Google Photos uploading, they went up too. And the Picasa ones were a little bit different in size. Realize Google Photos will not, and I have another video on this, Google Photos will not upload an exact duplicate. They sure might look like duplicates to you, but something is different in order for it to get uploaded a second time. But yeah, I personally ignore them.
Okay. Murray says, I have lots of photos in Google Photos that are the same except for the resolution.
Yep. And so the number one request that people have is to get a tool for finding all those so that you can then and delete one copy of them. But so far we don't have that.
All right. So is there a way to quickly and easily show which is the best so I can delete and show low resolution ones?
No, send feedback. You know about feedback, right? On any Google Photos screen, on the account button, there's help and feedback. Say, I need a feature that will compare similar looking photos and tell me the higher resolution one.
Okay, Nancy says, got an alert that Android phone is dangerously full in storage. Seems to be mainly photos. I'm not surprised it's not videos.
Photos and videos, same, yeah, they are the same category. I would use that free up, if you're using Google Photos, which I know you are, Nancy, use that free up space feature. If you know you have another copy of your photos, say on your computer. So the free up space will clear up that issue.
So John's telling Nancy the purpose is to remove the pics from your phone and store them in the cloud. Well, maybe.
It's one of the features of Google Photos, yes.
Okay. Where are we? There we are. An easy way to put text on a photo without having to go through Snapseed.
You shouldn't have switched away from the Android to the iPhone, Sue. On the Android, Google Photos has an add text feature in its editor. On iPhone, the Apple Photos can add text, but kind of the same difference there, going to Snapseed or going to the Apple Photos. Yeah, there's no, sorry.
Same question as others have asked. Google says I'm at 85% plus of my authorized storage. Do you have an organized process to follow to get rid of the unwanted ones?
You're talking about Google storage, cloud space. All you have to do is pay for more. Other questions here have been about the phone space. You'd have to get a new phone to get more space on that. And if you are trying to stay within the 15 gigabytes of free storage that Google allots, I would really like to talk you into spending the $2 a month to get the 100 gigabytes, because it's not just a matter of storage. If you pay anything, the lowest tier is $2 a month, then you also get some premium editing features, which I couldn't live without anymore, like the Magic Eraser. As far as a systematic way, they do have a tool. If you go to your account settings and manage storage, you will see a tool there that will show you your biggest files and your blurry photos, and that you can delete those.
Okay, how can I move photos from Drive into Google Photos?
Move. You can add from Drive to Google Photos by using, well, let me show you on the, but yeah. In Google Photos on the computer, the upload button. The upload button includes from the computer or from Google Drive. So you can go to Google Drive, find the folder where your pictures are, select them all, and import them into Google Photos. We should probably go back to some of the emailed ones now. Yes?
Okay.
Are you all?
Sure. I think we did this one for Kay.
Yeah. The next one is also Kay's. She sent several questions. Hello, Kay.
Oh,
It's the...
I can't get to it.
You can do it here.
Okay.
So Kay asks, do I really need to clean out my photos? I don't want to delete. She says she has all these videos of her granddaughters in dance recitals. I don't want to delete any of them. I hear you. Yeah, I don't either. Now, you say, though, that you're paying for 2 terabytes? 2 TB of Google Photos storage? That'll take you several lifetimes to fill that up. So I'm not quite sure I understand. Unless you wrote it wrong, unless you meant that you're paying for the 200 gigabytes and you are now at 170 gigabytes, then okay, you're getting close. All of those videos of granddaughters and dance recitals, well, you could download them to a hard drive and then delete them from Google Photos if you really need that space. But even the 2 terabytes is just $100 a year. So I don't see how you could possibly filling up 2 terabytes. Next, she asked, does Google Photos allow subfolders? For instance, we took a 5-week trip to Spain. I'd like a master folder for Spain with subfolders for each region. Nope. That is old. There are no folders. Folders are a storage device. On your computer, you can have a folder and folders within folders, etc. In Google Photos, your entire library is stored in just one place, one giant stream of photos. You can make albums. My recommendation is to use the name of the album to help you with that organization. So, for example, we can go to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I told you about my monthly albums. This is my photo journal of my life. I make it of our life, but I'm the one that does it.
I feel so included.
And I have a naming convention of year dash month dash and then the name of the month. So I can search, if I want to see all my photos from 2022, I can type 2022 dash. And notice as soon as I type a dash, 10. Yeah, you can't get 12. It only shows 10 on the computer. But you get the idea. So let's say instead of 2022, that was Spain. So you could type Spain and maybe the date or maybe the whatever you wanted to be a subfolder, just make it in your album names. Not exactly the same, but I think it works.
Okay. Why do my older photos not take up any storage space? Should I use Storage Saver or Original? If I send photos to a friend, does it matter if they were compressed with Storage Saver?
All right, this was Charles' question via email. And the fact that he says he has some photos that the info panel says they take no storage space tells me that he's been using Google Photos for a while. It started out free, unlimited storage. And if you used the high quality setting, none of your photos counted. I use that. Of my 100,000 photos, only 75,000 of them approximately were back in the old days and do not count. As far as Google's storage is concerned, I only have 25,000 photos. Not bad. So that's what's happening with you. You had a Pixel, so you even got them with original quality. You ask if that's important. It's called Storage Saver now. The compressed quality is called Storage Saver. If you send those to a friend, does it matter? Not at all. There is no difference in the visual quality. They just have figured out how to pack it better so it takes less space in your storage. So I think you should use Storage Saver and keep it on Storage Saver.
Okay, I like having my Google Photos displaying on my Samsung Frame TV, but it stops when it comes to a video. The photos go too fast, and I'd like them to be random. Fix it.
Well, I'm not sure. You're using a different procedure on your Samsung Frame TV than we are on our TV.
Okay.
All I can think of is you must be bringing up a web browser on your TV, then bringing up Google Photos and playing a slideshow of an album. There's a different, I think, a better way using Chromecast. And we did a whole show on how to use Chromecast. Chromecast is just like a little $35 device. You plug it into the HDMI port and connect it to your household Wi-Fi. Then, let me show you. You use the Google Home app. If you've set up a Chromecast, you use the Home app, and let's look at my living room TV. Oops, that just turned it on. Didn't mean that. Okay. Well, let's say the kitchen TV Chromecast. It tells me that it is currently displaying a picture of a koala. Why? Because I have set this up to display my favorite photos whenever I'm not watching TV. It's called ambient mode. And it does play them random. We love that.
Yeah, I'd watch all day.
And we say, where was that? I mean, that one that's showing right there, that is from Italy. And now the next one that shows might be from Washington State, you know?
Are you sure that was Italy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Amalfi Coast. Okay, and this one...
Oh, that was just recently, right down on Fort Lauderdale
July
Beach.
4th, Fort Lauderdale Beach. So
Cool.
They are absolutely random. And there is a setting to say how long I'm not sure exactly where the setting is, but there is a setting that you can range from 5 seconds to
30 minutes.
10 minutes, 30 minutes, something like, to several minutes.
Anyway.
So I'd need to know more about how you're doing it, but if you do it this way, it still doesn't play videos, but it doesn't get stuck. It just skips them. No videos, just photos.
All right. And so we received several car show pictures from our neighbor using messages. I tried to find out if the pictures were using our data. There seems to be confusion on the internet about this and using Wi-Fi only in airplane mode.
Okay, I asked Bill for a little clarification in subsequent emails, and he's not talking really about Google Photos, but it's photos. So he's looking at photos in a text message, and he's using the airplane's Wi-Fi, right? Then when you left the airplane, you had to turn on your cellular, and you started getting a bunch of notices that photos were downloading. Yeah, that's using your data.
Anytime you're transferring data, you're using data. So Terry says, I pay for storage on one Google account. Do I have to pay again for another account?
Yeah, she's saying she's getting that message of out of storage space. Yeah, your storage is per account. However, and I'm tempted to play this video, but no, I think it's about 7 minutes, that you can share. If you are paying for, your $2 a month or your $100 a year, whatever, you are a Google One subscriber. You have a Google One account. That Google One account and its storage can be shared with up to 5 people. So 5 accounts. So you just have to follow the instructions on how to share the storage that you're paying for with account 1, share it with account 2. You're done.
Okay, why can't I see photos on my phone and not on the computer?
All right. Now, this was photos that her daughter sent to her in a text message, she says, from a recent weekend. She has a Mac. The daughter has a Mac, and Judy has a PC. It looks like the photos she sent her in the cloud. There are several reasons. I mean, if you're looking on the phone in Google Photos and you see the photos on the phone, then you should be able to see them on the computer at the googlephotos.com website. If not, there's 3 possible reasons. Number 1, you're looking at a different account on your phone than you are on the computer. Number 2, the photos are on your phone and have not been uploaded to the cloud, so you're just looking at them on the phone. And what's the third? I don't know. I think maybe the not uploaded has 2 parts. One thing I was thinking, if it was a text message, I want to show you something on the phone. If it's you said it was an Android. It was a Samsung phone, right? So Samsung phone, Google Photos. My bet is that you don't see the pictures right here when you're looking at photos in Google Photos. If you have to go to Library, there is this section called Photos on Device. I'm going to tap View All. And here's something called Pixlr. Your text messaging will show up here. So for example, WhatsApp, I think. No, I don't have WhatsApp on here. Instagram. So there's Instagram, and I can see my Instagram photos. This Instagram photo would not be showing in my Google Photos library because this backup is not turned on. So photos on device in a folder other than the camera need to have this backup turned on. And where was that? That was in Google Photos, Library, Photos on Device, and look for the photos there. That's my guess. If that's not right, and if you're a member of Geeks on Tour, post that question in the forum, and if we can't get it solved there, we can have a Zoom call.
All right. Mac, is there a way to do a search from an image? Find me other photos like this one in my Google Photos library.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. And he says he takes lots of photos of electrical equipment, and he wants to be able to look for other electrical panels or fuse panel. Now, one thing, if you can take the effort to write a description, if you put the words fuse panel in the description of a photo, you can search for fuse panel and it will show everything where those words are. But you're talking about saying, hey, Google Photos, see this picture? Find me others like it in my photos. You can do that on the web. Google Photos has an image search on the web for the entire web of photos. Seems like they should be able to do it on your library of photos. And it seems like I heard about that happening, but I can't find it. Maybe it's coming. Maybe I heard rumors.
Okay, that's the last of my questions
Okay.
there. So let's see. We have some from here. You ready?
Yeah.
Let me get up to the top. I think this is it. Do not have a question. Don't know what we're doing, but just listening. That's a good thing.
We call you a lifelong learner, and that's
We have a free Google Photos from my wife's account, paid account on my Gmail. Would like to combine the photos both into one account.
Yep, that's one of our frequently asked questions. And if you have the book, let's see, in chapter 1 of the book, chapter 1 is about your Google account and how it's important. There is a set of instructions as to how to get, you have 2 accounts, you want to get all the photos from one account over to the second account. It's actually fairly simple. You use what's called partner sharing. So you and your wife become partners. You can only have one pair. You share your entire library with her. She accepts the share and checks the box to save all the photos to her account. One problem, it does not keep albums. You will get all the photos from the first account over into the second account, but albums will be gone.
Okay, Cheryl says I'm at 82% of my Google account. How do I sync my photos? I'm not sure they are syncing. I don't want to delete everything, but may have them on my phone and in cloud. Help.
Well, the way you check, well, here, let me show you. I don't know if you have iPhone or Android, but this is the same. So I'm in Google Photos, and we're talking about backup, right? All right. You go, your little account button is what I call that, your face or initials in the upper right-hand corner, and settings, photos settings, first of all, and here is where you tell it to back up. So mine is backing up. That needs to be on. It tells me how much space I'm using, 40 gigabytes out of 102. And back out here, it says backup complete. So as far as this phone is concerned, every photo I've taken with this phone, Google says has been backed up to the cloud. Trust but verify. I go to the computer or any device that didn't take the picture. I go to the computer, go to my Google Photos account, and just spot check. Does it have my most recent photo taken from this? So that's how you back up. I don't want to delete everything, but may have them on the phone. 82% on your Google account. Easily fixed. Just pay for more storage in your Google account.
And somebody says that down a little bit later.
Yeah, that part is easily fixed. It's the storage on the phone that you need to be concerned about.
John Battle wants Snapseed for Windows.
No way. It's not going to happen. It is a mobile. Get a Chromebook. You can use Snapseed on a Chromebook, and then it's
big screen.
Then it's big screen. Well, wait a minute. I said not going to happen. You can run Android apps.
Oh, man.
But you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
You don't want to do that.
There is a way to run Android apps on Windows.
If you really want to, no. Not for me, thank you. Okay. So, who else? Jolin, hi. Listen and learn. Richard says on my S23 Plus, when I take a picture and delete it from the phone, it's gone, still in the cloud. If I delete it from Google Photos, it's still in my gallery. Very strange.
I'm not sure. When I take a picture and delete it from the phone, how do you delete it? I say if you're going to use Google Photos, use Google Photos for everything. Don't use the gallery app. that came with the phone. Therefore, if you delete using Google Photos trash can, it should be deleted from the phone and from the cloud. You would have to do that delete from device. There is one more little piece. And when you say delete from Google Photos, are you saying you go to the computer and delete it? If so, there's this other thing that happens. And I do want to show that. It's relatively new. So I do that a lot. I mean, I'm on my phone, I'm on my computer. Sometimes I'm deleting on the phone, sometimes I'm deleting on the computer. So on my phone, I get this message, review out of sync changes. So out of sync, that means I deleted something from the cloud, but it's still on the phone. Google Photos will not now erase it from your device until you review that out of sync changes. And so you have to go into out of sync changes, and that's both deletions and editing. So it says that one photo was edited in Google Photos on a different device, but the photo actually lives on this device. I would need to say change it. And it says that 2 photos were moved to trash in Google Photos, and I need to say remove all if I want them deleted from the phone. That's a sticky one.
Oh my.
Because you have to know that exists. You know, it does pop up, but most people don't know what it means. Review out of sync changes.
Okay. Nice to catch you from the UK. How do I get all my photos on Google Photos to sync properly, as I have some albums on my Pixel 6 phone, but they don't appear on my Chromebook? Come back. Please help.
How do I... Yes, we did this at 7 o'clock specifically because I know different time zones. So put it back up? Or... Well, I
just took it down.
I don't remember all those words.
Oh, I thought you did.
Boy, you must think I am just a mind of a steel trap.
I do think you're smart.
I'm
sorry, I should not.
What did you say? Okay, how do How do I get all my photos on Google Photos to sync properly, as I have some albums on my Pixel 6 that don't appear? I think you must mean in on-device folders. You say albums on my Pixel 6 phone. Do you mean on-device folders? And I showed this once, but it's weird, so let me show it again. And this is something that's only Android. iPhones don't have on-device folders. If you need to go into Library and Photos on Device, if the photos you're talking about are here, you need to make sure that backup is turned on in order to get those to sync with the cloud and other devices.
Okay. How to put a picture in my gallery but not in Google Photos, like my driver's license, for instance.
Well, first, there's a will, there's a way. Just like what I just had. You need to put it in another folder on your device. And I do have a video about how to move a photo from on an Android, from the camera folder to a folder that Google Photos isn't watching. You can do that. But is that really what you need, or do you just want it not to show when you're swiping through your photos? If that's the case, you just put it in the archive. Let me show you that. And this is iPhone or Android, same thing. So this silly photo that I was just practicing something on, let's say I really need this. but it bugs me that it's right there in my stream of beautiful, beautiful flower photos. All I have to do is swipe up and move to archive. It is now gone from my photo library, from my stream of all photos, but it's in the archive. I just tapped on library and then archive, and there it is. And notice that's where I put all sorts of document stuff. And things in the archive are just in the back room. They show up when you search. So if you search, in fact, I probably do have, I shouldn't do it though, should I? Driver's license.
No, you should.
I have business cards that I have put into the archive. But even though they're in the archive, they will show up when I search for business cards.
All right. When I go on a trip, I post photos to an album at the end of each day. Then the next day, I post to the same album would appear as a new post.
I certainly post at the end of every day. And the next day, you post to the same album and it appears in Facebook? Oh, as a new post on F. Does F mean Facebook?
Photos?
Sorry, I think I need some more details on that.
Okay. Could you ask Google Photos if we can have albums and albums? I would find this useful and expect others would too.
Well, were you watching when I gave my little spiel on use your album names? Just the first word could be what you would normally call the parent folder, and then the second and third words can be. So it serves the same purpose. Sure, I'll ask, but believe me, I wish that my asking made such a difference, but I've been asking for a couple things for years and have not gotten them. The only thing that gets them is having millions of people leave feedback.
Okay. All right. Daniel's going to pay the... Will Google Photos ever allow us to set up albums in the order structure that one would like?
Sounds like you're asking the same question, that you want sub albums. I doubt it.
Yep, that ain't gonna happen. How do you add text to a photo?
Okay.
Several ways.
On an Android. Is that Linda? I'm not sure if she has Android or iPhone. On an Android. Oh, yeah. In fact, I wanted to do that with this one. Yeah. So I used a motion photo and I caught a still of Jim starting to jump into the water.
I'm walking on water there.
Exactly. So I'm going to go into edit. And it's over under markup and text. And my husband walks on water. Okay. And now I want to make it a little bit smaller, move it up, and done. And save copy. So there you have it. That's on Google Photos, Android.
Okay. Andrew thinks that everybody should know ASCII codes and put things in order. Okay. Albums, not folders. Yeah, naming works. I mean, it's important to get the right stuff there. I'd like to know how I can easily acquire the Google Photos album names, the text of each of my many albums.
You mean just in a list, manually. There's no, like what, DIR on
Yeah.
DOS.
Or list.
You want a DOS list command? That's something that we might get someday. Leave feedback. Right now, there's no way.
Google Lens on my phone will convert text in a picture to text I can copy to a text document. Will that work in Google Photos on my desktop? I couldn't find it.
Google Lens is a mobile thing. But wait, good question. I seems like maybe I did see that. So I'm gonna make a note, and if I find it, I'll do an article on our website. Lens on Windows. Now there's lots of ways to get text from a photo, though, and I just learned this little trick. You can open a photo in Google Drive with Google Docs. And if there is text in the photo, it will be in text below the photo. Give it a shot. It's amazing.
Does your phone need to be on while Chromecast runs on your TV, or does the phone only act as a remote?
You don't need the phone at all.
It acts as a remote to set it up. To use the home app on your phone to set up the albums, but after that, the phone is just not needed at all.
Right. It's the Chromecast device and the internet connection that keeps it going.
It does need an internet connection. How to put the picture in my gallery but not in Google Photos? Oh, we did that, didn't we? Oops, sorry. Okay. Getting down there.
All right.
Time for Lens to catch up. This is true. Yeah.
Yeah, but John, isn't Lens on? Maybe it's in the AI beta stuff. A lifelong lurker, not a lifelong learner.
Yeah. Richard loves his phone. Okay,
yeah, those Samsungs are good phones. So are the iPhones.
Judy, on my computer, how do I copy a photo from Google Photos and paste it into a document?
Ooh, that's actually quite easy. So here I am in Google Photos on my computer, and let's get that silly can. I open it. I right-click and copy image. And I don't have a document open, but I'll go to my email, and it's really the same thing. And in the body of the email, I right-click and paste. Right-click. Now realize you're getting a low resolution. You're not getting the actual photo. You're just getting kind of a screenshot, if you will. But right-click, copy, image, right-click, paste.
Okay, Keith says I'll try another folder if I take an image. Okay, cool. Cool tip about the archive. I use the archive for a lot of stuff.
Archive is great.
Yeah, Judy, I take photos to use on Facebook Marketplace. Take them with my phone, upload to Google Photos, enhance, and download to computer. Zip or unzip.
Yeah, really.
Is there a better way? Bunches of photos.
Yeah, upload to Google Enhanced. You mean, is there a better way to get them into Facebook? Other than third-party applications, no. Facebook so far has not utilized the ability that third-party apps have to link to your Google Photos so that you can just get them directly from Google Photos. But if they start out at your computer, maybe don't use Google Photos. use the photo app that comes with the Windows. But you know how to, the best program is the one you know how to use. So I don't have anything better for you.
Okay, Google Lens is available on Google Search Image in Chrome. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Bard. Okay.
On the website pocket-lint.com, it said in 2021, Google Lens came to laptop and desktop users through the Chrome
Hey,
web
Google,
browser,
stop.
where it can be accessed by right-clicking on any
Stop.
online image.
Hey. Cool tip. Right copy.
Yeah, good. Well, and if you're using Gmail, there's a button down at the bottom of Gmail to insert photo from Google Photos. So you can do that too.
Almost out of time. How do I reorder images in Google Albums?
Reorder images. Okay, that I'd need to show you. I'm going to the computer. And where's my Google Photos? Not there. Here. And here, back to Google Photos. So reorder pictures in an album. So you say you have this album and it is automatically in order from earliest to latest. That's the way albums work by default. But if you go to the three dots and edit album, you now have these four little buttons up at the top. The one with two arrows gives you the ability to make it newest first or recently added. Or if none of those make you happy, you can edit, you can just drag them around. So if I want this photo to be first, I can drag it. So that's 3 automatic choices or 1 manual.
Okay. Richard, Super Chat, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We think you're great too. So nice of you. So, Barbara, I always drag photos to emails. I usually put the desired photo on my desktop.
That works.
Yeah, it does. That's very cool.
All right.
We did it.
An hour.
Good job. So that's another Ask Chris Anything. It was nice having you all here. We especially appreciate our premium members. You really make this possible. You and Richard are making us do it. Okay. Let's see. I've heard you mention my question on albums, but I have a lot, so it takes time to find them. Can they be in alphabetical order? Thanks.
Yep.
Yes, you can.
And remember, if you want to learn even more from us, you can become a member, geeksontour.com, and it's just $60 a year. So,
well worth it. That's it for this one. We'll be back sometime. Watch your emails. We have a free newsletter that you can sign up for and get notifications. And you can also subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll get and click the bell so you can get notifications when we go live. You'll see the live things and when we post things. It's great. If you're on Facebook, thumbs up, like us, do all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are
Geeks on Tour.
And how do I stop this crazy thing? Jane!